high above the rolling green hills of Meadowshire, far beyond the reach of even the tallest oak tree, lived a small cloud named Nimbus, unlike his brothers and sisters who drifted cheerfully, painting the sky with fluffy white shapes or releasing gentle showers that made the flowers dance. Nimbus felt a profound sadness deep within his misty heart. This sadness wasn't a passing gloom. It was a heavy, persistent ache that squeezed his vapor tight, and the only way it seemed to escape was as tears. Great, heavy drops began to fall from Nimbus one morning, and they simply never stopped. Day after day, week after week, a steady curtain of rain descended upon the village nestled below. At first, the farmers welcomed it, their thirsty fields soaking up the unexpected bounty. But as the rain continued relentlessly, the smiles faded, replaced by worried frowns. The cheerful little stream beside the village swelled into a wide, muddy brown torrent, churning angrily where children once skipped stones. The vibrant wildflower meadows, usually bursting with color and buzzing bees, became waterlogged marshes, their petals beaten down and drowned. Farmers like old Mr. Barley watched helplessly from their windows as their precious seedlings, planted with such hope, turned yellow and rotted in the perpetually sodden earth. My cabbages are floating away, Head mutter, his calloused hands pressed against the cold window pane, watching the relentless downpour blur the world outside. The cheerful chatter of villagers fetching water vanished, replaced by the constant drumming of rain on rooftops and the gurgling rush of overflowing gutters. Even the usually bright songbirds huddled silent and damp under dripping eaves, their feathers too heavy with water to sing down in the village. A young girl named Elara felt the collective sorrow deeply. She missed the warm sun on her face, the crunch of dry grass under her feet, and most of all, the laughter of her friends playing outdoors. Peering through her rain-streaked window day after day, her gaze was drawn upwards, past the gray veil, towards the source of the endless weeping. While others grumbled about the damp and the ruined crops, Elara felt a strange tug in her chest, a feeling that this wasn't just bad weather, but a profound sadness pouring down from above. She imagined the cloud not as some faceless weather pattern, but as a lonely being, lost and overflowing with tears. It couldn't contain. One particularly gray afternoon, as the rain lashed against the window panes with unusual fury, Elara made a decision. Pulling on her brightest yellow raincoat and her sturdiest boots, she quietly slipped out the back door. The journey up the highest hill was challenging. The path was slick with mud, and the cold rain stung her face, plastering her hair to her cheeks. The wind tugged at her raincoat, as if trying to push her back down to the dry safety of the village. But Elara pressed on, driven by a quiet determination and that strange feeling of connection. She climbed past soaked ferns and dripping trees, her boots sinking deep into the soft earth, until finally, breathless and shivering, she reached the wind-swept summit. Above her, closer than she'd ever seen a cloud before, hung Nimbus. He wasn't a distant gray smear. He was a swirling mass of deep, sorrowful indigo, trembling as great fact. Tears cascaded down onto the hilltop around her. The sheer weight of his sadness hung heavy in the sodden air. Elara stood very still, her small figure dwarfed by the vast, weeping sky. Taking a deep, shaky breath, Elara didn't shout or demand the rain to stop. Instead, she did something simple and brave. She raised her small face towards the trembling cloud and spoke, her voice clear and gentle despite the downpour. "Hello, cloud," she called out softly. "My name is Elara. It's okay to be sad. Sometimes the world feels very heavy, doesn't it?" She paused, letting her words float upwards on the damp air. "We miss the sunshine down below. It's true the farmers are worried, and the flowers are hiding, but it's okay to cry. Everyone needs to cry. Sometimes, just maybe you don't have to cry all by yourself up here." Her words were like tiny sparks in the vast grayness, offered without expectation, only kindness. She stood there, small and patient, a spot of bright yellow against the mournful gray, simply being present with the cloud's immense sorrow. A remarkable thing happened. The furious drumming of the rain on Elara's hood began to soften. The great, driving sheets of water lessened, becoming a gentler shower, then a drizzle. The swirling dark indigo within Nimbus seemed to lighten, shifting toward softer shades of gray as the rain eased. A miraculous glow began to pierce the thinning mist behind him. It wasn't the fierce blaze of noon, but the tender, golden light of late afternoon sun finally breaking free. A collective gasp seemed to rise from the village below as the first warm rays, long absent, touched the drenched rooftops and glistening fields. The light streamed through Nimbus, catching on the edges of his vapor, and turning his tears into falling diamonds. He wasn't completely dry. A soft, gentle rain, more like a shimmering mist, still fell from him, but it was a rain of release, not despair. Elara smiled, feeling the sun's warmth slowly seep through her damp raincoat. Nimbus didn't vanish that day, nor did his tears completely cease. Meadowshire learned that sometimes the sky simply needed to weep, but the relentless, drowning sorrow was gone. Nimbus became a familiar, gentle presence. He often drifted closer to the village, especially near Elara's garden, releasing soft, nourishing showers that kissed the thirsty earth just enough. The sun shone brightly again, warming the stones and drying the washing. But everyone understood the rhythm now. They learned to plant hardier seeds, to build sturdier roofs, and to appreciate the life-giving gift of both sun and rain. Elara would often wave to her friend in the sky, and sometimes, when a soft drizzle began, the villagers would look up, smile knowingly, and simply say, "Nimbus is sharing a little today." His tears, once a burden, had become a quiet reminder of the healing that comes when sadness is met with kindness and allowed its gentle space to fall. The land flourished under the balanced dance of light and gentle rain, forever grateful for the cloud who learned it was safe to feel, and the child who taught him he wasn't alone.